Hello students, today we start with the topic liquid pressure. So far we have studied how solids exerts pressure. Now we will see how liquids exerts pressure. Now we know that solid exerts pressure on the surface due to its own weight. Similarly, liquids also have weight and they exert pressure on the container in which they are kept. Now, solid exerts pressure on the surface, that is at its bottom. Now, liquids exerts pressure in all the direction. Now, to understand this better, we take three examples. Now, first example is liquids exerts pressure at the bottom of the container. Secondly, we take liquids exerts pressure on the sideways, that is on the walls of the container. And third example is liquid exerts pressure in all the direction. So our first example is liquid exerts pressure at the bottom of the container. Now we take a glass tube with both the ends open. Now what we do, at one end of the tube we tie a balloon. After tying the balloon, we pour water in the tube. Once the water is poured in the tube, you will observe that the balloon bulges out. Once the water is being poured in the tube, the balloon bulges out. This tells you that liquid exerts pressure at the bottom. Moving on to the next example, second one, that is liquid exerts pressure at the sideways, that is the walls of the container. Now here also we take a glass tube and we take a glass tube in such a way that the bottom is closed, and here we just make a small opening just above the bottom and we fix a balloon over here. We fix a balloon, and after fixing the balloon, what we do? We pour liquid in the tube. So once the balloon is fixed and the liquid is poured, you see that the balloon bulges out. The balloon bulges out. So this also tells you that the liquid exerts pressure at the sideways, that is the walls of the container. Now moving on to the third example, that is liquid exerts pressure in all the direction. Liquid exerts pressure in all directions. Now here what we do, first we take a bucket full of water and we take a mug, an empty mug, and what we do, we try to invert the mug in the bucket full of water. So when you invert the mug in the bucket full of water and try to exert a force so that you can dip the mug in the bucket full of water, you experience an upward force. So this tells you that the liquid exerts pressure in the upward direction also. Another example which explains that liquid exerts pressure in all direction, we take a balloon, we fill the balloon with water and we tie a knot to the balloon. After that, we take a pin and we prick the balloon, pin the balloon at many places. What do you see? Once the holes are been done, water flows out from all the holes. So this explains you that liquid exerts pressure in all the directions. Now we study the factors affecting the liquid pressure. Now the two factors affecting the liquid pressure is the height of the liquid column and the density of the liquid column. Now the liquid pressure at a point in a liquid increases with the increase in the height of the liquid column, and the density of the liquid in the pressure in a liquid increases with the increase in the density of the liquid. Now to understand this better, we take an example for the first one, that is the height of the liquid column. Example is, now you take two glass tubes and you tie balloons to both the glass tubes at the bottom. A glass tube with both the ends open, and you tie balloons at the bottom of the glass tube. Now say this is glass tube A and this is B. You fill the first A tube with liquid and even the second glass tube with liquid, say water here. Now what you observe, that the balloon in the glass tube B bulges more than in the glass tube A. This is because the liquid pressure here above the point depends on the height of the liquid column. So more the height of the liquid column, more is the pressure exerted by the liquid. Now to understand the second example, that is the density of the liquid column. The liquid pressure increases with the density of the liquid column. Now again we take two tubes, two glass tubes here with both the ends open. And now in this glass tube, in one glass tube, that is A, we fill water, and in the second glass tube B, we fill concentrated sugar solution. Now what happens when we fill water in the glass tube A? Now the balloon in the glass tube A here, and we fill this tube is filled with water and this tube is filled with sugar, concentrated sugar solution. As you observe that the tube with the balloon with the water and the tube with the balloon with concentrated sugar solution, you see that the balloon in the tube B has bulged more than that in A. This is because the density of the solution is more than the density of the solution in tube A. So this explains us that the liquid pressure, the factors affecting the liquid pressure is the height of the liquid column and the density of the liquid. Okay, now we see the consequences of liquid pressure. Now you know that the thickness of the walls of the dam at the bottom is broader than that at the top. Now this is because it is to withstand the pressure of the height of the liquid column. So usually when the dams are built, they are built broader at the walls of the dams are built broader at the bottom, and on the top they are built narrow. This is because as the height of the liquid column increases, there is more pressure exerted at a point. So to withstand this pressure, the walls of the bottom of the dams are built broader than that on the